Hi, one of the things I'm busy doing summer prep for classes start in September is rereading Great Expectations. So I just started this again today, and I was just so struck by Dickens' sense of place. So at the beginning of the book, the protagonist Pip is a little boy, and it opens on Christmas Eve and goes to Christmas Day. And on Christmas Day, he wakes up, and this is how he describes the early morning. It was a rimy morning and very damp. I had seen damp lying on the outside of my little window as if some goblin had been crying there all night and using the window for a pocket handkerchief. Now I saw the damp lying on the bare hedges, the spare grass, like a coarser sort of spider's web, hanging itself from twig to twig and blade to blade. And he goes on to describe this morning in the mist, and it's so emotive and really just evokes this sense of what it's like in midwinter, um, on a grey, damp, not particularly nice morning at that time of year. The other thing that he does really expertly, so the Great Expectations written from the perspective of Pip. It's written in the first person, and he's writing it in remembrance as an older man retelling this story from his childhood through adolescence into adulthood. And in the opening chapters, so at this point here, you hear adult Pip describing this scene in the morning, but you see it points in the opening chapters. It's almost like he flits into a very childish way of describing things. So in the opening chapter, he meets an escaped convict who we later find out to be important character, Magwitch. And he describes him a fearful man, all in coarse grey, with a great iron on his leg, a man with no hat, with no boots, and with an old rag tied around his head. And it feels quite a childish way of describing this very terrifying encounter with this man that he has. And the thing that the little boy Pip notices is the fact he has no hat on and his shoes are broken. And it's not the kind of detail that an adult in a similar situation, encountering somebody who is obviously in a desperate state, is quite intimidating. The iron on his leg identifies him as an escaped convict because they're near where the prison ships are leaving for Australia. And he identifies these are the things that he sees. And so we see Dickens flitting between Pip as a grown man retelling his story and telling it with the detail and the understanding of an adult recounting a childhood, something happened in his childhood, but then you see him being able to draw out these details that only a child would really pick up on, and the memories that this encounter has and how it affected him, and he's able to speak to it as an adult, but with that knowledge that he's remembering what happened to him as a little boy. And it's done just so expertly, and throughout it this sense of place that he's able to evoke is just really quite special. And I thought I would just yeah, I just wanted to share that with everyone. This is such a good book, and we will be studying it in Britlit Year 2 this year. So this will be my reading for the next couple of weeks, probably. Really enjoying it. It is a great book, really profound in all its ideas.